But yeah, I'll just solo it.
Epic is something party.
Oh, I guess it's red out.
Do Wall and Karoi and like.
Oh god. All the way down here. Here we got Beach, the Archer. So these are the three that I'm gonna be killing mainly. Like I'm gonna rotate between those three.
But do you know how long the Templar takes to kill?
Yeah, it's you just DPSing during downtime if that.
Just have to model them.
Children of darkness.
I mean, they have cooldown.
Are your illumination.
In my game froze for like 10 seconds. Nice.
Fall before us.
Traitor! The Emperor's will is law.
Didn't see that it was still alive, I forgot.
Fire!
That was a tiny mistake. Oh, it's spawned. Man, so it's so far away. Like actually really bad spawn.
Do not weep. Your sacrifice is not without value. Yield and save yourself.
Dead end, rebel turncoat. Time to pay for your crimes. Fire! Try!
It's been too long since my arrows tasted slaver blood. Stay, dog! Children of
Maybe when the
darkness,
timer is low, so I
are
can come.
your illumination.
Somebody should pay attention to the stream. In
For
case I
the
miss it.
queen.
I mean, I am, but there's a delay on it too. Like
Yeah, but it's like 20 minutes or something.
2.5 minutes.
I don't know if I can finish this map.
Quiver, slaver.
Probably can.
Stay, dog! Children of darkness, we are your illumination. For the queen!
Your rebellion ends here. Traitors!
It's been too long since my arrows tasted slaver blood. Do not weep. Your sacrifice is not without value. Locust!
Traitor! The Emperor's will is law.
120 left.
I'm ready.
It's been too long since my arrows tasted slaver blood. Stay, dog! Do not weep. Your sacrifice is not without value. Locust!
Dead end, rebel turncoat. Time to pay for your crimes. Traitors!
Your skin will make a fine quiver, slaver! Stay, dog! Children of darkness, we are
25
your
seconds.
illumination! For the queen!
You cannot destroy that which is eternal.
10. Oh no. Okay, so we just lost the spawn because we joined, but it's fine.
Nice.
Glorious vanity. Nice.
But
Oh,
the
little pride
little
too.
pride.
Oh shit, I got it, we got it, we got it! Pog! Yo, what up, boys? As you saw in the clip, we finally got ourselves a nice lethal pride. And this is very, very exciting as when it divined into a Kilova, so there's Calm, Rakiata, and Kilova, all of them giving a different keystone. With Kilova, you get Constant Blows, which doubles the block and spell block you have. And instead of the block mitigating all incoming damage, it halves it. So it gives you a more consistent damage mitigation, but with a less value. Now, obviously, if you manage to hit max block or a spell block or something like that without it, well then there's that. But for a lot of builds, that's not really possible. And it might sound bad with the take 50% of damage from the hits, but when you combine it with something like a shield like this that has 4% energy shield when you block, currently with the amount of ES I have, whenever I block I get like 370 something ES back. Obviously this could divide in 5%, and you could potentially have like over 10k ES, which is like over 500 ES recovered on every single block you ever do. And so the Jewel makes something like a Tempest Shield extremely powerful. This is like literally 6% block and spell block for me right now. So if we go here and we look at my attack and spell block, they're at 66 and 52%, which is pretty nice. On top of that, I have like what 14% spell dodge, and without flasks, estimated 52 chance to evade. With flasks up, it's a beautiful 69 with 30k evasion. So yeah, when this is combined with Escape Artist from from Ghost Dance from Trickster, you get a buttload of sustain, and on top of that I have the Essence Drain that also gives me regen. Speaking of Essence Drain, finally, after probably like anywhere between 15 and 20 corrupted level 20 gems, I finally hit at 21, and this was probably around like 15% more damage. Crazy. When it comes to crafting the shield, you might guess that this specific shield right now is Alt Aug Regald. Just like when I went CI, where like over half my gear was Alt Aug Regald. We did try to craft this with denses first. I slammed some essences as well, but yeah, basically just dense fossil and then you pray. Ideally, this shield would actually have a spell block roll on top of it, because if you get like 10% spell block, a multimodded could have, you can multimod 5%, which with the jewel goes to 10%, but obviously I can't multimod that since the Regal hit ailment avoidance. If the Regal had hit a prefix, this shield would probably be multimodded right now with the spell block, one of the mods. But yeah, so basically just dense fossil. If you wanted to, you could try to do with chaotic resonators, and an easy way to increase the chance of getting the block mods, both the recover ES and block and the spell block mod, is to simply just remove suffixes from the pool, and you can do that by combining something like frigid and scorch, because they like cancel each other out. But I'm not allowed to do that because we have people who want to use scorched fossils for crafting and frigid fossil for crafting. So if I was in solo self-found, I would have done every single dense attempt with frigid and aberrant as well with the chaotic resonator. On top of that, we got a split piece, so we split the chest that I had. So we have another of these chests without the rolls, of course, somewhere lying around for future, and we finally got to craft my chest. This is also dense spammed. I think this was like the result of like 15 or 20 dense, just dense again, and it's almost as good as prefixes can go for this build right now for the item level. This could be one higher percentage evasion ES roll on it. And T1 is item level 86, so we couldn't even hit that. But this is like absolutely disgusting chest. And I'm gonna craft this further. The dexterity on this chest, while not being an entirely dead mod, because I do get like 7% evasion from it, I would like to have resistances or something like that. As you can see, I don't no longer have the endurance shards because I crafted the shield, my old shield. I wonder if I have it here or it's somewhere around, lying around. My old shield had some resistances. I think I might have given it away. But yeah, my old shield had some resistances, and the new shield doesn't have any. So I needed to change some stuff. Oh, here it is. So I had 14 all rest and 19 lightning resist. So I needed to craft some resistances here on my chest. This was actually int and quality, which is one of the suffixes you would absolutely want to have on it. I don't have the last tier, but you can get up to 18 quality, which increases the evasion and the ES, the base. Yes, and I have T1 evasion ES hybrid on there, so the percentage is really nice. So the plan for crafting this further is to do prefixes, cannot be changed, for 2 exalts. It's a suffix, you craft it on there, and then you scour it, and then this would be a 3 mod, 3 prefix rare. And from there's 2 different things you can do. You can just simply multi-mod and craft 2 mods you want, which for me would be resist, quality, and int. Or you can go the Slammerino Bammerino route, which is either you slam exalt like that. What I'm gonna do
Cool wins.
is finish up my research safe house. I have a Leo here with rank 3. Rank 3 Leo gives you an exalt, and since it's a leader, that is 2 slam. So I will scour off the dexterity. I will block a bad mod. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do yet. I kind of want to block the dexterity, so I don't exalt the dexterity, but I also really want to block int. Because when you have a dexterity roll, like this, just a dexterity roll, you can't craft the dexterity and quality because it already has it. And I would really like to have int and quality as the crafted mod. So I might block the int and then exalt it, depending what the exalt comes. If the exalt is shit, then I'll remove it again and try again. And then I will actually have to use a normal exalt for the other one. So that's the plan. You can actually keep doing this until you get 2 really good mods. But I'm gonna be fine with like any resist or something. But that's pretty much nothing else has really changed on this character since then. We just changed the resist craft, made a new shield. As you saw, my block chance is only 52 right now. But we did a bit of respec, so I dropped out of corruption entirely because I lost so much ES from the shield that I didn't feel, and I don't feel like I needed damage. This build can top like 2 mil shaper DPS currently when everything matches up nicely. But yeah, I went down here to get insightfulness, and so what's the plan from here? I'm still missing the avoidance, which means I need to multi-mod these boots. Even though they're not endgame, in the endgame boots I would also have spell dodge from our redeemer, but more about that when we get there. I will lose a lot of ES from there as well, and then I need an open suffix helm for elemental avoidance, and then I will be permanently immune to all elemental avoidance, like elemental ailments, which includes scorched, brittled, and zapped, because the 3 elemental ailments that you can't normally get very easily. They have like a unique helm for them, and then a new keystone from the cluster jewels allows you to get them. And those are present in the simulacrum, which can get people killed very easily. I mean, is getting killed people very easily. So the elemental avoidance is pretty nice there. and it's really important for Awakener. I've yet to still do Awakener. You can see we are getting pretty close. There's only 2 zones. We're missing maps anymore, like the Awakening bonus, and then we are actually fully set for this. But right now, I just have a good T14 here for Leyline. I have a Wharf here. I'm still looking for 2 maps here. Well, wait, no, I'm missing Mausoleum, Underground River. Oh, I should actually take that out and put like Underground River there. So I'm missing a T16 Underground River, T14 Mausoleum, and T16 Plateau. And then I have all of them done here. And in this region, I'm missing Crater, Mud Geyser, Mesa, Peninsula Factory. And then you need to do Wall Temple for some weird reason. This should be considered as unique map in my opinion, and this shouldn't affect the getting the favorite map systems. And then we start playing around with them a bit more. But yeah, I will start doing Awakener. I don't know if I'm probably not gonna start with Awakener 8. I'm gonna try the lower versions a bit first, because the fight did get changed a bit. So I want to get accustomed to that again before I start farming Awakener 8, and then we hopefully start getting Awakener orbs and whatnot to really craft, because I could also do a really good shield. Oh yeah, this base isn't actually best either. I'd prefer Titanium for pure ES or shit, I remember the name of this. There's another shield that is basically the exact same shield but higher values. Supreme Spike Shield, yes. Supreme Spike Shield is the base that I would like to have. Oh yeah, you can see the spell block there. So having that as a mod here would give me like a 22 spell block right now. But there's some multiple different interesting things you could have as the shield. The other suffix that you can awaken an orb. So right now, if I were to use this shield and awaken an orb or something else, it would guarantee the ES on block as one of the mods, because it's the only like influence modifier. But I could also do something like do minimum endurance charges, minimum frenzy charges for bosses. For mapping, I get my frenzy charges through Cold Snap. But what I will probably most like end up doing is roll a shield, another shield with 15% reduced preservation, and then I will put Discipline, Malevolence, and Flesh and Stone in there, and then I will permanently be on Sand Stance, so I will blind everything that is next to me, and I don't have to rely on Steep Knight for that. And then I can take Silent Steps for 5% reduced damage taken from blind enemies. Very powerful. And how I'll get that is, well, through farming Awakener. We'll put a nice Thread of Hope here with small ring, and you get Face Aggro, you get Silent Steps, you get Hunter's Gambit, and you can also take 2% spell block here, which would then result being 4, and I would actually get another 4, which would mean that right now it would put me to 56% spell block, but I'm actually going to be able to cap my spell block with this build, and we're going to go into that right now. So here is my current POB. My config is actually like correct for Shaper DPS. I have 10 Wither stacks because that's like very easy, fast to get, but in a perfect scenario, I can have, that's like 95,000 Shaper DPS from one Blight stack. So you multiply that by up to 20%, like up to 20. So that alone is almost 2 mil. And then we have a Blight, ED that does like over like almost 600,000 on top of that. With 10, it's like still like 500k. So I'm pretty easily clocking like 2 mil combined TPS with these two. Whenever I'm doing a boss where I'm just like standing still and blighting. Where are you? And that's actually my skill gems. I should go back to the blight quick. Because my blight DPS is much lower than it will be, because I dropped my Arcane Surge, like I dropped the rarity from my Contagion and put Arcane Surge back there, just because it gives me quality of life for like very, very hard maps. And I don't really feel like I need the rarity anymore. So now I have level 16 Swift Affliction. So just for the sake of when we flip this, to give you an idea what the numbers are, once my Control Destruction also gets flipped, it's at 2020. And the efficacy that I started. So now that's already 88k with 10 stacks, and with 15 it's over 100,000. And that's without any Awakened gems. There's like 3 Awakened gems, I think, that I could even use. Awakened Void. Oh, yeah. There's like so many Awakened gems for me I could use. There's 3, and all of these are pretty nuts. But yeah, about the block. So here's the current 3. POP is also, POP link is obviously gonna be in the description and the pinned comment. So here's the current 3. I have provided 2 other 3s here on this with the exact gear that my character has right now, if you wanna take a look at on that. And the first one is, regardless what I'll do, I will actually end up having to take the large jewel that I was talking about in like the early videos. And the reason for that is block. So Mage Hunter has a 4% spell block, and Conjured Wall has 6% if you cast the spell recently, which is all the time for me. So this, if you look at me, 72. So the spell block goes absolutely nuts with this. And with the Thread of Hope taking that, we are actually capped spell block eventually. If I had the really nice shield with the spell block roll, I might not need this, and then I can keep the setup I have right now. But this isn't exactly bad, because there's 3 minor nodes, and depending how good your Cluster Jewel is, I guess speaking of this Cluster Jewel, so you want 8 passives, because if you get 9, that is 1 extra travel node. But there is a case where that 1 extra travel node could be worth it, in my opinion, and that is if you somehow manage to hit like a good resist roll, like all resist roll. I know that's item level 84 requirement for the 4, but item level 68 is enough for 3 all res. So let's say that I had that. So this would actually now be 9 extra all resist as well. Oh yeah, I will also have to get another of these with 4 passive skills instead of 5. That saves me a point. But yeah, so the first 3 is like this. So what ends up happening is I will drop this area here. If I need this jewel, which I probably need because I have a Corrupting Blood jewel. Currently I have Onslaught jewel, but this will be a Corrupting Blood immunity jewel. I mean, I guess this could be a Corrupting Blood immunity jewel, but unless I get a nice Spreading Rot with that corruption, I will have to get it from a normal jewel. I would like to get it on a nice Stygian Vice or an Abyssal, socket, but my current Corrupting Blood jewel is, which I haven't been able to use yet, but here it's actually really nice. This is like a Chaos dot multi and some Rightling resist. Shame the block is on while wielding a staff, but I will probably have to use this. But the issue with this is that I can't put this into a Stygian Vice. And then the second option is to simply put it in here. And the difference with this is saving 1 point, but that 1 point is 10% ES. Now, this mana here is actually potentially very useful once you get the shield. Like if you go the shield route with the reduced reservation, then you don't need to take that to get mana. Reservation, or like unreserved mana to cast your skills. That might be enough. I don't exactly remember. But this basically saves skill point that then allows you to go towards notable. Right, so this is like level 96 right now. So let's say that when I hit level 98, those 2 extra points that I get could, for example, go back to entropy, which is a decent amount of damage, as you can see, 4.4% more, and it gives you skill effect duration, which is very good. Or it could go somewhere else. I don't exactly have too much stuff here right now. There is Fade and Steel if I need resistance for 3 points. Or I could just simply take these. These are really good nodes. 10% evasion and some ES. So yeah. And eventually I need the points. I need the extra 4 points to go here. Sorry, 5 points to go here. Then 1, 2 minimum. So that's 7 points minimum to get here. So from that point of view, I think I will end up doing this route instead of this route. Also, it feels bad to take 6 per daily nodes when it does absolutely nothing for my build. But yeah, as you can see, if you look at the ES value, so that's 9.3, where like 9.4 versus 9.5, so it does matter. That extra point does matter here. And if I were to put that extra point from this setup, I could get like a 6% there, and now it's basically the same amount of ES, but with the possibility of spending somewhere else, which I will probably end up doing. And for respect, like getting into this, I will probably have to take this out. But yeah, this is already a really long video, but there's my plan. POB is gonna be there, and I'll see you soon, boys.